Hi and welcome back to Guessagaingaming. Okay, so today we're going to start playing another game entirely from the last game, which was Age of Wonders, Planetfall. I'll probably come back to that. Actually, in the time since I made the last video, I noticed that some of the DLC is on sale on the PlayStation Store for anyone who's interested. I think most of it's half price. It's actually quite expensive normally. It's usually about 15 UK pounds. So a bit more in dollars, so it's half price. So I might pick one of those up and play a bit on a video later on in the channel using one of the DLCs. I'm not sure which one, I'll have to look into it. Anyway, so here we are, Genesis Alpha 1. This is a very hard game to describe. I would describe it it's a science fiction game. It's in space. It's kind of a shooter. It's got roguelike elements. It's unusual. I've never played a game like it. It's not easy. And there's no saves at all. So anything you do is that's it, and it saves itself when it wants. If you come out of it, you'll go back to the same point. And lots of things can happen, and you can't predict what might happen if you do something and save it, as you can in many games. And actually, usually I don't like that system at all. But in this game, which is a very specific and unusual kind of game, I kind of think that works because it emphasises the fact you're in space and you're having to make decisions, things are happening and they happen and you can't undo it. And I think in this particular game, just because of how the whole game is, not just that scenario, but how the whole game feels and looks, that kind of works. It would be different if you keep saving it. And just keep going back and redoing things you did wrong. So in this one game, I'm going to say that's actually quite a good thing, but it means that, if you do something wrong or things happen that go wrong, which will happen all the time, you're going to die a lot. So I played this game an awful lot. I got it on PlayStation Store in a sale, and I think it was £5 UK pounds. And I thought, okay, it sounds interesting, and I played it a lot. And I didn't stop playing it because I got bored. I just got to a point where I built a spaceship, and that's part of what this is, building your own spaceship and your own extensions on the spaceship. I got to a point where I was so messed up in what I'd done and things were going wrong, and I had to take a break. And then I thought, well, actually, I'll start making a video now because I don't mind starting again, because if I'd been going really well in my own playthrough, I wouldn't have wanted to start again. So anyway, here we go. This is the main first screen. There's not a lot to it. You can continue mission, which is obviously what it is, which will just continue from wherever you left off last time, whatever happened, or new mission. I'm going to start a new mission, which will kill my last mission. So you get your corporation you can pick. I think at the beginning you only get one possibility, then you get all these other ones. They just add slight things. You can see on the right, you just get slightly different bits. You won't know, as with most games, when you start. These ones I haven't unlocked and ones I haven't found, etc, etc. You won't know when you start which ones are good, which ones are bad. I still can't tell you, having played this a lot, I put a lot of hours into this for a couple of weeks. I can't tell you which ones are really good or not. You will artifacts, maybe artifacts are things you pick up that are useful later. Resources are handy because they're hard to get. They've all got benefits. Crew, I think we'll go for that, because modules is how many bits and pieces you can add on at the moment, and that's good. It's got a reasonable amount of crew, so I'm going to go for this one. And then down here you get your crew. It's what it is. You can, I think at some point later you can add, as you can see it says undiscovered, so there's options, there's unlocked options, undiscovered. You can add probably different options, and like I said, I've played an awful lot of hours in this for a couple of weeks, so the fact is I've only unlocked 2 options. I have unlocked other species, but I don't know how this works exactly, so I can't use them yet in my starting crew, but you can. And how this game works in general is it's geared to you being killed. You will die. You will make a spaceship, however good and however strong your crew is, and you think it's good, and you will die. And it's geared to the fact you come back, you can start a new corporation, you'll be able to use species you discovered in previous playthroughs. I can't yet, I don't exactly know why, I don't think it's anything with the game, probably I didn't hit the right criteria, but you can. And the same with where it says artifacts. You get things that you picked up in other games, so I've already got a shotgun, and what else did I get? Suit upgrade, this and that, so I have a shotgun. So I can pick something I already had, one thing from my previous playthroughs that I already found, and use that. Galaxy setup is what it is. There's no need to mess with that, they're all randomised galaxies. Yeah, so we'll just start the mission. Like I said, this game's got a really certain feel to it. That's the feel of how it looks, and you can see how it looks there. It goes very well with the aesthetic of the game and with the feel of the game. The fact there's no saves, that goes very well with the game. There's not even save points. You basically just save where you end. If you die, you save at the same place. If you come out the game at any point, you come back at the same place.
Our old dream became a global
but the whole game has a certain feel, and it all comes together very well. I'm not saying it's perfect, and these things about it that are
needed a perspective.
Not
After years of digging in the dust of Mars, the inventors gave us wings.
So we're off into star space. That's what this kind of trailer's saying. We're off into stars to find whatever. It's the usual scenario
to the shipbuilding interface. Here
the space game. So space exploration. So here we are. We start with a bridge. That's our whole ship. We've got a bridge, and then you can see it tells you what the bridge is in case you weren't sure. We've only got 2 crew to start with. You can assign your crew. This is a very complicated game to get the hang of. Once you kind of know what you're doing, and I had a very big ship at the end, and I had a very big ship a few times, but I got destroyed. You will understand it. So it's not impossible to understand, and like I said, I'm not the quickest on the uptake, so if I can do it, anyone can do it. But it's certainly not a simple game. It's got lots of systems, lots of things you learn. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I didn't think. So it's one of those kind of games. You learn by experience, and I'm sure I've still got things to learn. So you can see shipbuilding objectives: build a greenhouse. You need that for oxygen for your crew, because there's no oxygen other than what that supplies. Later on, and we'll go into all this at different points, if you have crew that aren't human and they use different air combinations, you'll need a different kind of plant in a greenhouse, and you can have more than one greenhouse. Tractor beam you use, that's important. You use that to get assets, that's very important. Storage, again, that's important. You need that to store things that you get. And crew quarters is self-explanatory. Until you get crew quarters, you can't get more crew. So this is the main hub, bridge, and you can build things off there. You will want to, as I did first time, and second time, and third time, you can destroy things you build, by the way, on the ship, and you can destroy different areas and rebuild them somewhere. But as I did the first few times, I wanted to make it look really cool, so I was like, let's have a corridor here, and let's have that there, and that there. But by the time you've got necessity of building something, you suddenly need somewhere else, and the way these connections are, they're not always in where you want them. You end up with a kind of mishmash of everything. So it is what it is. If anyone knows a film called Silent Running, it ends up looking like that shit, kind of. So you've got these things, which are the connections. They're the things you need to connect different bits if you want to use an extension or a corridor. Turbo lift is obvious to reach higher decks. We won't have any higher or lower decks at the moment, and I haven't quite worked out how to do that myself, so that might be something I will try at some point. Then you've got what this means is resources, and by resources it tells you on the right what resources you already have, and you'll need all these things to make things, so it's not infinite, and you have to find this stuff. So don't just throw it away to build anything willy-nilly, because you'll need all these things, and you'll need a lot of them, especially until you get nearer, further down the game where you've got a lot of stuff stored. You can also refine your own things. Crew. So what resources means in this, it's the things you need to make resources, basically. Biotank is useful, you need that to make clones, so that's another thing we'll come to. I won't remember to touch on all these things in order, but we'll touch on them as time goes. So tractor beam is important because you can loot from other ships, you can loot from asteroids, planets you have to physically go to, you have to send a team to a planet, but you can loot with a tractor beam, so that's important. And then all these things are crew, means the things you need for crew. A lounge, which is where they relax, you don't need that desperately. Quarters, you can add more crew. A clone lab is self-explanatory, that's where you make new crew. At the moment we could only make more humans, but later on when you encounter aliens you get their DNA, and when you've got a certain amount of alien DNA, by killing basically quite a lot of them, you can clone aliens which have different likes and dislikes and different bonuses and negatives. Life systems, again, greenhouse, reactors, important. And then all these things are important. Ship assault you won't need yet, but it is what it is. It's to defend against the ship assault. Defence, you can get a workshop where you can build. So they're all things, like I said, there's an awful lot of things which this game doesn't, and I like that about this game actually, and normally I wouldn't. This game doesn't really tell you what everything does exactly and how you're going to need it. So it's a workshop which you will need at some point, but let's just do the basics. So resources, we will want a tractor
The Alpha
beam.
Quadrant is full of shipwrecks. Our tractor beam
And
module
it
is a
tells you
fast
it's
way to
usually
acquire
you get a
already
little voice, that's
refined
that
materials.
kind of AI helper you seem to
Materials
get in
will
all
be
these kind of
directly
games.
moved to the ship's storage.
And you can
No
build it anywhere
deposit
you
and
want.
no refinery required.
Actually, thinking about it, we will build.
This is a greenhouse.
There. You can
The
see that
concept of
thing coming from the bridge,
cultivating
that little
plants on board our
yellow
ship is central to the
bit there
Genesis
where
project.
I'm inserting my
There is no technology known to us
greenhouse.
that can
That's the
effectively
connectors,
store or
and you can see on the
even
side of the
provide
greenhouse
biosphere for the
there's a
full
connector
time
on
of
each
our
side.
endeavor.
Some
Different
structures
life
don't
forms
have
also
any
demand
other
different
connectors, so you have to
biosphere
bear in mind that
components
there'll be
to
dead
survive on
ends.
this ship.
Plus you can build corridors
To
off
compose a
these
certain biosphere,
connectors
we
to
need
make
special
other connections.
plants.
But always
Superior
bear in mind what
genetics
connections
coding
you'll have
technology is not configured for the
when you
creation
build
or
something, because
reproduction of plants.
it's not that
This means that we need
you
to protect
won't
our plants
you won't
at
ever get
all
the ship to look
costs.
exactly like you want unless you're a master at doing this. You'll always find there's something you want to put somewhere that doesn't quite fit, and it's impossible to make it all look exactly right. But what you don't want to do is find that you haven't got the room, or you haven't got a place where you need something because there's no further connections that direction or something. So we build a greenhouse there, it's a nice big area, and it gives us connections each side, and that's all good. And there you can see where you go to build something, each thing has different requirements. That deposit, for example, which is where you pick up raw materials, and you'll end up needing quite a lot of these and quite a lot of storage, so you won't just need one, you'll need a lot. And you can see it takes 10 of framework, 20 of energy, and that little green bracket tells us what we have. So tractor beam is a way to get stuff relatively quickly, so that's something we will want. And a tractor beam is also a thing that has connectors on all four corners, so that's good. So we'll build that. And then the other thing we will build is resources, is storage.
This is the
So
refined
we've got somewhere to
storage
put the
module.
stuff.
Production-ready materials
actually, let me
leave
just
the
show you the
refinery and
connections.
will be
So
stored here. Keep an eye. The corridor
you can build a
connects
corridor
modules
like this,
and is available in different
and
designs.
what we'll do with that,
Make
you can
sure
build a
you
little
balance the
corridor
ship's layout between
here,
security and efficiency.
and then just checking we haven't run out of anything. You can then put I'll just put one for the moment, but you can see the idea. Then you can rotate them, and you can put your storage so it's nice and near, and you could end up putting like 4 there. Many things can go wrong on your spaceship, including alien infestation and attacks from aliens, and the more spaced out you have things, the worse it can be, because it's very hard. There's no natural transfer, there's no beaming to other areas of the ship. You have to, if you're there on the bridge and something happens, for example now there, you have to physically run. You'll have different crew in different places, but if you want to get there, you've got to run through it to get to there. And when your ship is all over the place going this far back, you don't want to put the really important system somewhere far away. And don't ever think that just because you put a system out of the way of the hangar or somewhere distant that it means that aliens won't go there, because they'll beam in, and they can beam in anywhere. Like I said, this game, I can never explain enough how things are going to happen until I do it, because there's so many different things that are ongoing. So there you go, we've got bits and pieces. We still have to build a crew quarter. So what you have to do, and you can see the little green box, you have to build these things before it will let you kind of start the game proper.
Each crew member needs a slot.
Again, we've got our tractor beam there. The bridge doesn't have any side
you can most likely find them here.
Connectors, which is quite right, because the bridge wouldn't. So we'll put our crew quarters there, and that's good. So we've done all the bits we can do. And then it will say start game, which you press the big middle bar. You can change the ship name, but I don't really see any point. That's our storage. We've got a crew cabin. We could rename the ship, like I said, but there's not much point. And then you can't start until you build the things it wants you to build, and that's basically because you need them to even, get going. So we will start our game. And like I said, I'm going to do this series of videos. I'm not sure how long it will take. I'm going to try not to make them all long, because this is complicated and it's a lot to take in. So there you go. We're in space. The year's 2147, whatever. Alpha 1, hence Genesis Alpha 1. And you get crew 5, because we've got 5 crew quarters. You can never have more crew than your thing. There is us.
New captain promoted.
How this game works is you don't have any customization over your crew, apart from whether they're male or female, when you create new clones, and that's the only way you get new crew, if you make new clones. And if you die as a captain, not if your ship is destroyed. This is about the ship, it's not about you. Always remember that. So the ship destroyed, that's the end of the game. If you die, providing you have other crew members, somebody else will take over as captain. It will often be the person who's nearest to you when you die, or the person who's in the hangar, or someone who's free. Again, you won't remember all these things, and I didn't know at the beginning, but it's often good to have a crew member who's free in the crew quarters without an assignment, because what they become higher rank, they can have you can give them special guns if they've got higher ranks, and you don't want them to suddenly become the captain, because the captain you can't do much with. Once it's you can't give them extra guns other than the guns that you would normally give your captain anyway, if that makes sense. So you don't want one of your highly leveled up crew members who's a commander level to suddenly become the captain. You want it to be a random ensign level person. They're not called ensign, but whatever, ensign level. So it's sometimes handy once you get into more dangerous situations to have a crew member just kind of stationary in the crew quarters waiting. So this is the ship, this is the bridge, this is where you go to fly. You can see it says use terminal, and it'll always tell you their danger low. You've got a kind of hyper jump, it says there, and you can jump to anywhere you want. You have to literally, you can't just jump to somewhere far away. It's all a grid square. So if you wanted to go to here, for example, which you wouldn't do yet anyway, you'd have to go there, 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 there. So you need to go to the places nearby first, and that's fine, because some of the places will get more dangerous. They'll be danger level high, very high, extreme. I can't remember them all, but anyway. Over here is a thing where you can analyse what's around you. I like the little sound it makes. It actually is like pressing keys and it's looking at all the planets you can see. If you want to go back here, like I said, all these things, the more I do it, the more you'll get used to it. And this is one of those games that there's so many different little bits to it. Just by saying it once or twice you won't remember. It's not like Eight or Unders where you can say you get a leader and you'll remember it. This is not that. So the more I do it and the more you see, the more you'll kind of pick up the things. So you've got, these are the crew, the other 4 members of our crew. They're all unassigned, and if you want to assign somebody to the bridge, let's assign her.
Job assigned.
You can assign her, and what that means is that she will suddenly come in, hopefully. They're usually pretty fast. Let's see. Yeah, there she goes. Look, she ran all the way. Isn't that nice? And she will take over that surveying thing that I was doing. If you want to speed it up more, you can do it yourself as well. I think it's quicker to do it yourself sometimes as well. But the crew do that. And if no one's doing that, it takes a long time. If you're doing it, it's quicker. And if you've got crew doing it, it's kind of middling. But so we come out the bridge. This is the greenhouse. You will always need someone in the greenhouse. Sometimes you need more than one because they look after the plants. If the plants die, you're doomed, by the way. That's it. Open PDA, that's fine. You get this thing if you press L1, which is like your personal, personal PDA almost. Who'd have thought? And you can look at that and you can see different information about yourself. You can use that when you're on an alien spaceship, which you will be at some point, and you can use that for things there. So it's a useful tool.
Assign gardeners and build greenhouses.
And it also gives you these little AI tours. I like the fact that it's not overly wordy in the explanation. So you've got, what the mission is, captain, survival guide, ship colouring, ship naming, So that's that. Crew quarters is not something you need to really think about much. Nothing really happens here other than the crew that aren't assigned are here. So these 2 crew aren't assigned to anything because if you remember we have 4 crew, 5 but I'm 1. So 4 crew, 1 I've assigned to the bridge, 1's in the greenhouse, and then you've got 2 more here and they're unassigned. And like I said, it's always, not at the beginning because we're not doing anything very, very dangerous, but once you get to the point of going to planets and someone might get killed and you've got more to the point when you've got crew that are leveled up, you might want to have a basic crew member here. There you can see it says rename. You can rename if you wish, and that's quite a nice touch. But if you change the weapon, it requires a higher rank, and there's quite a lot of ranks. They go from, I think it's whatever ensign. It's not private. There you go, private, and there's a captain, there's a lieutenant, there's a commander, and when they get past lieutenant, you can give them a weapon. And remember at the beginning, I had that shotgun from my previous playthroughs. I can give them a shotgun. That also works in a kind of way that you'll get used to. You can't make weapons. The weapons you make for your own character, your captain, are different. The ones you make in the workshop to the weapons you pick up on planets or in missions. And the only weapons you can give to your crew are the ones that you pick up in planets or missions. I know it's a bit strange, but anyway. So they always come with a laser handgun, which isn't that great. And I've got a shotgun now, so I can give them that. Obviously you can see there's quite a lot of other weapons in those little boxes. The second box is the shotgun, which I can't give them yet because I haven't ranked them up, and all the other boxes are weapons I haven't got. So again, I've played a lot of hours in this and there's a lot of things I haven't got anywhere near doing. So again, another one of those things that, well, it's easy once you know. So it's one of those games that once you understand how it works, yeah, I can give crew members a shotgun because that's what I picked up in some place, but I can't give them the thing I actually made myself on my ship. It will become apparent, but at the beginning, it's not. It took me a while to get used to. Actually, not that while to get used to this. So this is a tractor beam. Again, is what it is. So you've got the things that are around here. No space installed, I don't know what that is. There you've got the crew that are unassigned, and at the moment we will send 2 of our crew to here because they're not doing anything. And see the little thing at the top right where it's got 2 very basic pictures of people? That's how many crew you can assign. You can't assign 6 people to the tractor beam. You can only assign 2 unless you've got more than 1 tractor beam. So I don't know why it says our storage is full, but let's just take it that it is, and we will build another storage there. Nice and simple. But you can see our framework is dropping down, which we need to build something. You don't need that to build everything. Let's see if we can find something. Yeah, that needs panels and energy. They don't all need the same things, but definitely you need resources to build stuff. So anyway, we've got these different things. We've got some planets. The little crate next to a planet means there's something special there. That's a whole other thing which we'll come to, but to go to check a planet you have to go there, and we haven't got a hangar yet. Actually, it's an auction hangar, so we get those resources. It tells you there's one site which is something special. Could be a bonus, it could be some secret supplies, it could be a gun that we can give to our crew, we don't know. But we can't go there, we haven't got a hangar. And don't rush into this, because a lot of planets, even if they say low risk, have got some aliens, and we've only got 5 crew, and we've got very basic crew. And so you can die very easily in this game. It's not a game to take lightly at all. Like I said, even if you lose both your crew or all your crew on a landing mission on a planet, someone else will become captain, but you still got to have resources to make more crew. And at the moment we don't have a clone lab, so we can't make any more crew. So they don't just appear, you have to make them. And you need biomatter for that, and that's a whole other story. You get that from killing aliens and other things, getting plants. So we'll scan the debris, it'll tell you what's at the debris. That one's got gunpowder, which is used to make, obviously, weapons. And that one's got gunpowder, so nothing wildly exciting. So we can scan and activate the beam. Now before I do, next thing to be aware of is once you interact with any alien life form, including scanning through your tractor beam or going to a planet, 2 things can happen. One of them won't happen yet, and it will be that when you go to a planet you can be attacked by aliens. They can be humanoid aliens with guns, or they can be alien insects or bugs. And also once you start interacting with aliens, especially in the more dangerous areas, you can be boarded by aliens who will beam into your ship, but that won't happen straight away. The other thing that will happen, ongoing and constant, is once you beam things on board, you can beam on board alien bacteria that will start kind of a mould growing and start alien eggs, and that can breed all manner of horrible things. And when you go to a planet, when you pick up resources and you bring them back in little crates, you can bring back alien DNA, alien materials that will end up spawning into some mess, some breeding eggs, and that will create some horrible little creatures. Sometimes they're very dangerous. And one thing you'll need to do constantly in this game, and I can't emphasise this enough, even if you build laser turrets everywhere, is you'll need to be going around your ship, and that's one reason why you don't want to overdo how big your ship is. You'll need to be going around your ship checking for alien infections, because it can start being one lump of mould somewhere. Sometimes it's on the surface, sometimes it's in a storage room, and it can suddenly end up you've got an infestation, and then that's very hard, and that can literally destroy your ship. It can kill all your crew as well. So be aware. And your crew, although they will shoot at anything alien that comes in front of them, as in if an alien comes through the tractor beam, I like the way it's all done, the colouring is nice for the game, they won't react to mould. So if there's a mouldy egg right there and it's growing, they won't shoot that. They'll shoot things that come through the tractor beam, they'll shoot alien invasions, and they'll shoot moving aliens, but not things that are standing still. So you can see we've been things on board.
Resources collected.
And there's no way of filtering out what you beam. Also be aware that all of this ship has underside, so it's a bit like the Alien movie. You've got that kind of false floor, and you've got all this underneath, and you'll need to be checking here as well all the time, because alien eggy things and mould will be breeding. There's loads and loads of tunnels. You'll need to make sure you get access to these places when you build new things. Make sure you build access. I'll show you how in a later video, and they can be anywhere. And you'll have to run around literally shooting them. There's nothing you can do. You could put you have access to laser turrets later, and you can put one here, so if something beams through the bottom of the tractor beam, you can, it will shoot it, but it won't necessarily get them all. There's also all these, and that's another thing, there's all these nodes, and you need to keep these nodes functioning because they supply power to all the different parts of your ship, and if they go offline, that will put parts of your ship in jeopardy. And again, alien invasions, alien bugs, alien eggs, all these things, they will knock out nodes. It will tell you when you've got a node, and if you ever look for one that's out, it will be red and it will start sparking, and you'll hear the sparking of the circuit, so you can find them. But there's like I said, there's a lot in this game happening, and it's almost all happening on your ship. When you go to a planet, it's basically go and get the resources, check out a site. You can't explore the whole planet, you can explore just the zone around your ship, and that is a much more, I mean, you have to do a lot of shooting there sometimes, but it's comparatively simple to what happens back on your ship. And while you're away doing a mission on a planet, bugs can take over, you can come back and the hangar can be infested, the tractor beam can be infested, whatever. So there's a lot going on. So I'm going to cut this video now because I've already told you a lot of information. We've only just scratched the surface of this, and we've not built a hangar yet. We've got loads of other things to build, loads of other things are going to happen, and all we've done so far is beam some debris aboard. And the debris, it shows if you press the main spacebar thing on your controller, it will show you in storage we've got 22 of 40, 17 framework, so we've got more framework now, and we've got gunpowder, which we didn't have before, so that will be useful. We haven't got a workshop to build anything with the gunpowder, but we have gunpowder. And better weapons for your crew and for you, which are slightly different. Like I said, the weapons your crew have are just the ones you pick up on missions, but the weapons you have yourself as a captain, there you go, is some bug, little red spot like in Alien. Just like in Alien, this is, and you have to run around looking for it. Oh, there it is. So there you go. There was an alien, and in this bit happens just like it does in the real in Alien movies. You get that red dot on your scanner, and it will say there's something there. And you can see there, this thing, so this has made a really good job of it. This disgusting egg thing, some of the things are disgusting. This thing literally just ran onto the ship, and we've only just started the game, and it's already laid. Not only did it come there itself, it laid some egg. In that space of time, 2 more things. That thing there, okay, we can't collect that yet, but what that is it's a DNA sample and it's biomatter. Later on you get the option to collect that. Oh, actually we can collect it, so there you go. You press R1 and you can collect alien DNA or biomatter. Alien DNA would be, or you can collect resources if you're on a planet. And collecting alien DNA means you can clone aliens later. Collecting biomatter, which will happen if you kill any aliens or any of these bug things, will mean you've got biomatter to make more clones yourself. So you need that, it's very important. And it goes into a biotank which will fill and have to make a new biotank. So when you kill a bug thing and you've got egg things, never ever think that you've killed it all. All it takes is one little part of it somewhere and you can be infested again. Like I said, this game is very, very tricky because everything that's happening is really going to happen on your ship, and you just saw there, that's literally first things I beamed on board, and we got an alien bug who then bred 2 more alien bugs and an alien nest and some gooey eggs, and that was literally on the first thing. And so you need to always be on it, and that, you know, I'm going to check again, because just another thing, just because you kill it and you think you've killed it, don't assume once you've started this game and once you've had the first infestation, never assume that you've got it all. You'll want to inspect. your ship and the underside of your ship manually all the time. Your crew can't do it. Like I said, you saw that bug came and they just kept on going. They don't, once the bug gets below deck, they don't run after it. So you need to be on it, because the danger in this game is what happens to your ship. Like I said, you as a captain can die and you'll be replaced. You can go on the planet or on an alien spaceship and you can die, and that's what happens. It's what happens on your ship, bringing back alien bugs, alien DNA that contaminates your ship, or being invaded by aliens, which happens, and that's very, very difficult as well. So anyway, I'm going to cut this video because we've gone even longer than I meant to, but that showed you a little thing that happens. So thanks for watching Genesis Alpha 1. I'm going to probably do quite a few videos of this, probably not as many as Age of Wonders, but maybe we'll see, because like I said, this is complicated to cover and a lot happens, and it's one of those games where you kind of will only get the hang of it by seeing it happen over and over again. Anyway, some of the things I won't remember to say, you'll just see them and see what I did, so hopefully. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another instalment of Genesis Alpha 1 next time. In the meantime, take care.